Back at Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium along with Josh Komnick, Jeff Benjamin with you. Reminder, you're listening to WLCN Atlanta, 96.3 FM, and WLCNonline.com. And Josh, last night we talked about, as we switched sports for just a moment, Central State 8 team in Rochester winning a state championship, their 4th in a row. And again here this afternoon, the Central State 8 has added yet another state championship in football.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Sacred Heart Griffin, what they score, something like 21 or 31 unanswered, or 21 unanswered, I think, to win the state championship 38-28. And what's even more impressive is it's the son and father. You know, that's a pretty neat thing. What they had to talk about over Thanksgiving was who's going to win and who's going to win more, and how are we going to win a state championship. And for Rochester to win 4 in a row, I mean, that's unbelievable. Actually, it's really unbelievable to have 2 state champions out of one conference and one team that's done it 4 years in a row. And then what I just heard, that Eisenhower that is going to be coming into the Central State next year starts out with Rochester and Griffin. First 2 weeks. Good luck.
What do you think the third week's going to be? Glenwood?
I don't know.
Looking at starters for the Railers, last night's leading scorer, Edward Bowlby, is 6'3" senior, along with 6'6" junior Gavin Block. 5'11" senior Tyler Horsham starting for the Railers as well.
Nice to get him off going early. Tyler was a big contributor last year, especially early on in the year when he got going, and he's a guy we need to get back. We're missing 2 or 3 threes every night from Tyler. That's what we were accustomed to, and hasn't got on track yet this year.
6' senior Joey Olden and 6'2" senior Max Cook round out the starting 5. Reminder that this afternoon's tip-off is being brought to you by Jim Examus Ford Lincoln. We're now through the end of November. You'll pay what Jim pays on all in-stock inventory, excluding the Shelby. Call Matt or Jason today at Jim Examus Ford Lincoln, 732-2111, or stop by the showroom. That's located at 2301 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. Again, earlier today it was Champaign Centennial 80-59 over Cahokia. Chicago Harlan falls to Morton 56-53, and our third game of the day is underway. Opening tip is going to be controlled by Danville. They are in the home white, Railers in their road green. And you know that Denzel Smith, number 14, is the player that everybody's going to be watching for the Vikings, because he is the one that had the big night last night, and quickly he fires off a lefty 3 over Gavin and hits.
Yeah, and they already hit it from the corner, and that's his side. And Gavin had some tough time covering not only shooter last night, but also covering the baseline. And you know Denzel Smith is going to do either or both.
Here comes Tyler around a screen, dumps it down low. They tried to get it to Bowlby. It was knocked away. Knocked out of bounds from the defense of Kylan Butler, a 6'4" senior. And that's another thing. Along with the athletic ability they have in Danville, they've got some height that the Railers have to deal with here today.
Yeah, I kind of had forgotten about number 30. He goes 6'6" also. So they're 6'6", 6'7" along the back line. So some height that the Railers are going to have to deal with.
After the ball's knocked out of bounds, Railers control. Max Cook over on the right side to Joey Olden. The lob play to Bowlby, lays it up and in.
That's worked twice last night, and already to start the first play of the game, it's worked again. So Coach Al doing a good job of calling up the plays, and the guys are doing a good job of executing them.
And things usually go pretty well when Bowlby gets our first points on the board.
I think he's done it all year.
Over on the right side, Victor Askew now swinging around.
I think you really have to make the Vikings from Danville beat you from the perimeter, but not Denzel Smith. Some other guy, let them see if they're going to make him. You know, we got to give them a shot. But there's a good tip away by Joey Olden.
Well, they tried to get it to Watson at the high post, but Joey, another good defensive play. Bowlby on the left side on the wing. Gavin at the top of the key, hands back to Olden.
Well, it looks like Bowlby's got a big size advantage.
Tyler a long 3, in and out.
He can get inside and hopefully post up on that guy.
Railers extend the pressure, 3/4 court. Askew gets it into the front court. They slip it over now to Butler. Railers defense forcing Danville to be patient, so Butler will fire a 3. That's no good.
Yeah.
Watson tried to get the rebound over Gavin. It was tipped into Max Cook. Max into the front court.
That's what you want if you're the Railers. You want somebody else to beat you, and especially from deep. That wasn't even on the line. That was 22 feet.
Danville possessions where Smith doesn't touch it are good possessions for the Railers. Tyler, another one, 3. This one's short.
Yeah, he's short. He's short on about everything we've seen this year so far. Doesn't have the legs, and it looks like when he shoots, he's falling back a little bit, and that momentum going backwards takes it off of your shot also.
Into the front court, Askew, 5:25 to go, first quarter. Danville with an early 3-2 advantage.
Looks like the Railers kind of went to a flathead on the defense and trying to keep it out of Watson's hands at 6'6" and on the at the free throw line.
Foul's going to be whistled as Cook a little too close to Smith. That'll be Max's first on the team. 5:11 to go here in the first quarter. Danville with a 3-2 advantage.
Team first. Announce to the Vikings.
Vikings again, the home team on the scoreboard. Dumping into Watson, little 13-footers up and good.
Yeah, too easy. Not a lot of ball pressure at the top from Olden, and the hands of the wings weren't up at all, and that was a direct line pass right into the middle, and a nice shot by Watson right at about 8 feet, and he'll drill that if they give it to him.
Cook brings her on to the right side, man-to-man by the Vikings. Smith is on Gavin block. Dumps it down to Bowlby. Bowlby with a nice turn, but he shot it up over everything. Rebound comes down to Danville. Quickly into the front court. Smith gets it down on the baseline to Askew. Smith with a left-hand dribble now into the corner. Watched by Cook.
We don't have number 5 in our program.
The ever-popular let's change uniform numbers. So the trick is you hope he scores or gets a foul and then you listen real quick. Yeah. Smith, double team from Cook, and Bowlby skips it all the way across the top. Now in the corner, they try to find Smith on the baseline. That's where he's hanging out. Butler will pull up from 18. No good. And Tyler Horsham, he may not be hitting the threes, but he did a good job on the boards there.
Yeah, he's stocky and strong underneath. He's like a bull under there. He doesn't really get a whole lot of boards, but his guys don't get it either normally.
Bowlby gets a screen, top of the key, 3, left it short, no good. Smith there for the rebound.
Yeah, he was out just another step deeper than he normally is. Usually he's a really good shooter right on the line. But that time he was a little farther back.
Stolen away by Gavin into the hands of Joey Olden. Now Block will get it back to Cook. 3.5 to go. Quick moving first quarter. Gavin fakes the 3 over Smith. Now gets it over to Horsham. Horsham looked, didn't take. Max will take. 3 on the way. That's off, no good. Ball tipped around. Gavin can't control it. It's corralled by the Vikings.
Yeah, we got to get to the rim a little bit. It's always hard to shoot, I think, on a morning or an afternoon game. We've got to find ways to get some easier scores. A lot of threes being taken so far by the Railers.
Smith in the right corner, watched by Horsham and Bowlby. Down on the baseline, they kick it back out. Jumper on the way, 3, spins out, no good. Bowlby and Cook trying to fight for it. Ball's lost out of bounds. They're going to say last touch by the Railers. Peyton Ebelair will check in. He replaces Tyler Horsham. Askew to inbound. Still looking. Gets it out near the timeline to Smith over Olden.
Yeah, there's a little more pressure when Ebelair comes on. He's a little more pressure guard, kind of different view that we can throw at him rather than Horsham is more of a standstill guy, and Ebelair's really worked on his speed.
Smith rises up from about 13 and hits with the lefty jumper. He's got 5. That's the advantage for Danville right now at 7-2. 2.5 to go.
Boy, Bowlby's got a big size advantage. 11 at 6'1", Bowlby at 6'5", and sure be nice to get him down the block and post up a little bit, take advantage of that size.
Ebelair drives down the left side of the lane. Look to get it to Joey, cutting back door. Instead, Bowlby's 3, top of the key. Spins off again, and once again, it's 1 and done for the Railers as the rebound comes down to Keelan Butler for Danville. Head to Smith on the left side. Under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Butler down to Smith. Block gets out on him.
Yeah, better job of cutting off the baseline, and Gavin's kind of cut it off the angle where he's not going to let him go at all to the baseline.
And Danville very content to pull it back out. Smith's right at the timeline on the corner.
Yeah, more patience than we've seen from him all tournament long.
maybe taking a page out of Lincoln's book, make the Railers play defense for 30, 45 seconds.
Yeah, and maybe it's worked.
Oh, and Watson, it looked like he lost it, but a reach-in foul is going to be whistled. It looked like Watson, Josh, at the free throw line turn was going to make a move. Looked like he lost it, but they're going to call a foul on the Railers. And I believe that one's going to go against Joey Olden. That'll be his first, second on the team. Inbound to Watson. Watson makes a move, kicks it out. 3 on the way. That's no good. Block high for the rebound, and Watson coming over the back. Good job by Gavin going in and grabbing the board. Watson gets his first.
Yeah, done a pretty good job of rebounding and boxing out and also not just boxing out, not going to get it. You know, our guys got to go get it once they box out, and Gavin did a good job of attacking the rebound. Now we got to get some scores, Jeff. We got to find a way to get some sort of an easy basket here.
Alley-oop from Cook to Bowlby, who lays it up and in. Well, it's Danville 7, alley-oops 4.
Yeah, alley-oop play is the only thing we can get so far.
Under a minute to go, 50 seconds left in the first quarter. Railers down 7-4. Joey tipped it, but it gets over to Butler. Now back over to Askew, and Askew looked like he walked with it. Inside, Watson turns, a little floater. That's no good. Gavin there for the board. Now the Railers a chance to cut it close or tie with a long one. Walk over to Cook. 30 seconds to go, first quarter of action. Gavin holds at the timeline. Now right side high to Joey.
I think if Denzel's not going to come out and get Gavin, just let him sit out there and hold it. Let's hold it, and we're going to get the last shot, maybe a 2 or 3, something we can convert and get some momentum going.
Cook down to 12 seconds. Over to Joey on the right wing. We're down to 8. Gavin comes around the screen, rises up, top of the key. 3, hits it. Tied at 7. Smith fires it from half court and missed it. Well, after all that, we've played 1 and we are tied. Lincoln 7, Danville 7. Back with the second quarter in a moment. You're listening to Lincoln Railer Basketball. Second quarter of action underway. Railers with the basketball, tied at 7. Will Cook into the contest for the first time for the Railers. Lincoln taking, hopefully get their first lead of the afternoon. Gavin at the top of the key gets it back to Ebelair. Peyton drives in, kicks over to Will Cook. Nice movement by the Railers, and then traveling is going to be whistled against Bowlby as he got 1 extra step in there before he started to make his drive down the lane.
Yeah, it looked like he kind of fumbled the ball before, and usually when you don't handle the ball real well, you're going to do something as you think you would catch it right. But a little fumble and an extra step and a turnover for the Railers. And the Railers got a little bit different lineup. Will Cook in now, so some of that experience, some of that bench going in now as Will has provided a spark really all season long from the top.
But with Will out there at the point, you really don't lose. I mean, you're getting the same intensity that you had with Joey out there.
Maybe just a little different size. I think Joey's got maybe a couple inches on him, and Joey's arms are just a little bit longer.
Nice interception there by the long arms of Gavin Block as they tried to get it on the baseline to Denzel Smith.
Yeah, Will's no lack in effort.
Right wing to Will Cook, a minute into the second quarter. Underneath Max. Bowlby rises up for 3. Short again. Rebound down to Danville. Yeah, the threes that were going down for Bowlby last night, not so far here today.
Nope, and that's where you got to find another way to score. You got to do something different, and you're off. Maybe you can get to the layup, to the free throw line, or something different.
Smith from the left side over Bowlby for 3 is up and good, and he's got 8. Danville back on top, 10-7. 6.5 to go in the first half. Cook on the right side. Man-to-man defense, as we said, by the Vikings. Max gets a screen. His 3. That rolls off no good. All Vikings in the paint for the rebound. It's Denzel Smith coming out with it. And the Vikings with a 3-point lead in the basketball getting to the front court here in Lincoln.
Yeah, Max hasn't tried to get to the rim at all. It's been all 3-pointers. And if anybody's been trying to penetrate and get layups, it's been Max Cook this year, and he hasn't looked at all so far.
Smith looks to make a drive, now gets it out. Butler's 3, that's off the left side, no good. Gavin there for another strong rebound. So the Railers are doing a good job on the board. They try to kick it ahead, but nice defense by Butler as he gets back and prevents the easy layup from getting to Will Cook.
Yeah, it's nice to see the Railers want to get out and transition a little bit, just too long of a pass.
And the ball fumbled away, knocked away by the Railers. So team's having some turnover trouble here in the second quarter, 5.5 to go in the second. Railers down 10-7. Cook, right side to Gavin. Will Cook will try a three. That's off the rim, no good. Josh, you've got the stats that are updating. I'd be interested to see as Max tips it away. Can Max get the steal? He can. Max goes in off the glass. Won't go down. Well, the good defense, and we've got a timeout's going to be taken by Danville. They're taking time. We will as well. 5:06 to go in the first half. It is Danville 10, Lincoln 7. Back in a moment with Lincoln Railer basketball. 5:06 left in the first half here at Royce Anderson Gymnasium. Along with Josh Komnick, Jeff Benjamin with you. Railers trail 10-7. And the threes that were falling last night, Josh, and made the offense look pretty good, they've struggled from behind the line so far here today.
Yeah, 1 of 9 right now, Jeff, from the three-point line, and we've only taken 3 two-pointers. So not what we kind of talk for is 50-50 on the threes and the twos. We're far from that, and that's resembles the scoreboard. When you're not hitting them, you're not going to put points on the board, because right now our guys are not going to the basket at all and settling for a lot of jump shots.
Adam Conrad into the contest for the Railers for the first time, the 6'7" junior. So that'll put a little bit more size underneath for the Railers.
But will we use it? That's the thing on the offense. Will we use his size and his mass?
They try to get it out to Colin Bailey as he's into the contest for the first time and had a little difficulty handling the pass, backed up too many steps, so he's called for traveling. And Danville giving the Railers opportunities to stay in this game, but the Railers have to take advantage.
Yeah, we haven't taken advantage. We haven't gotten any easy baskets other than the two lobs.
Adam with the high post inside to Gavin. Gavin with the spin in the lane. It will go down, count the basket, and he's going in. Well, we didn't use Adam down low, but we used him to make that entry pass to Gavin on the post.
Well, and we've got to get some post touches for those guys. I mean, the good thing about Gavin and I think Conrady and also Bowlby is they do a good job of using their head fakes. They know that they don't jump as well as some, and they pump fake well and get somebody up in the air, and they're good free throw shooters. So there's a lot of good things you can happen when you get them down on the block. Right now the Railers just not doing that as often as I think we'd like to see.
Gavin hits the free throw, ties it at 10. He has 6. Came in averaging just shy of 15 points on the year. Game tied at 10, 4.5 to go in the first half. Bailey over to Butler. Askew. Watson at the free throw line. Now to Butler.
Yeah, really easy getting into the middle too. Next time, a few times to Watson, it's direct passes.
Now over to Smith on the right side. He's watched by Horsham. Underneath, it's Askew, but Cook and Conrady are there to cut off the baseline. So Butler from the left side will fire off a three. That's no good. Ball. And I think they're going to get Denzel Smith. And again, Horsham on the board.
Yeah, good job. He had the biggest kid on the floor, and all he did was make contact with him and get him on his backside. And even if you don't necessarily get the rebound, Horsham went up strong for it, and the guy was over his back. So good job by Horsham. Is that Smith's second?
Just hit. Yep, that is his
Smith.
second.
So good job. You know, you pick up his second foul, and he's going to sit for the next 4 minutes.
Anytime he's not on the floor, that helps you out a lot.
Yeah, I'd like to.
Gavin
Short.
for three, left it way short. In fact, airballed it. Bailey quickly into the front court. Now he's stuck in a double team, and a foul is going to be whistled in either Gavin or Joey, as Bailey was able to step through and split the double team. It's going to go on Gavin. That'll be foul number 1 on the junior. 3:41 to go here in the first half, tied at 10. Butler into the front court to Bailey. Now down in the corner to Watson. And steps called on Butler. Took a little hop step as Bowlby will check back in. Adam Conrady will take a seat.
Edward Bowlby returns to the right of the lineup, replacing Adam Conrad.
And, you know, Josh, you talked about in the early game, you know, you come out and you really get on them on a good streak. Here comes the lob again. Cook, and this time they smelled it, and it was tipped away. Nice defense by Danville, and Butler knocked it away. Watson with the fake, now hands it back over. They go baseline. Askew stuck in the corner. Horsham. Field goal for Tyler.
With the punt. But, yeah, 3 times you tried to go after it and didn't quite work on the lob play.
3:09 to go. Get it out to Butler. You know, like we were saying, Josh, if you want to come out and get out to a strong early lead, well, now you're to the point of the game where, if you can run off 5, 6, 7 points in a row, that might be enough to be that push that you need to win.
Well, especially with the stud from Danville on the bench with foul trouble. We've got to take advantage of getting inside. We've got to post up Gavin or Bowlby a couple times here and get some easy hoops.
Steele, nice pass inside. Cook to Bowlby, lays it up and in.
And again, just some transition. This Railer team can be good and they can put a lot of points on the board, but we've got to find a way to transition and get some easy layups or attack the basket.
Railers up 12. Tim, credit Bowlby with doing a nice job of getting it, knocked it away again.
Keep it going.
So the Railer defense converting to points. Underneath, there's Joey. He'll step in from 15. Shot it up over the basket. Rebound comes down to Danville. That could have been big.
Yeah, that was a nice transition. We got the ball down, and Joey was able to get a nice clean look at a 15-footer. It just wouldn't go. But again, I like the push of the basketball by the Railers.
And after the miss, Joey with the tip away and the steal. So Danville having a lot of difficulty even getting shots. Now Max goes to the lane, strong off the glass and good.
Now, if you can keep this going, get a couple more stops, and run this out to a 10-point lead before half, Jeff, would be really nice and a big momentum burst.
In all these years we've watched Max, even though he's right-handed, he seems to be more effective driving on the left side of the lane. In the lane, Butler throws it up. That's no good. Gavin goes and gets it. Danville looks really lost without Smith on the floor.
Yeah, it's their main scorer, their main ball handler, pretty much everything. Here you go, Tyler.
Tyler 3, top of the key, spins in and out. And then a timeout's going to be taken by the Vikings again with 1:24 to go. Railers up 14-10.
But you see, Jeff, sorry to interrupt, just a little bit of pushing the basketball. How many open shots we've gotten? One, we got a wide open layup from a nice pass from Cook to Bowlby. We get a nice shot down here, a 15-footer from Horsham. That open shot, you can't complain about that. And then Tyler gets a walk-up 3 right at the top of the key. You got it. You can't walk the ball up all the time. You're just letting the defense set up, and so far here in the last 3 or 4 possessions, we haven't let the defense set up, and we've gotten easy looks.
And that also includes the drive by Cook, where he just took it himself.
Exactly.
So, and that's one of the nice things that we've seen this coaching staff try and stress is if the threes aren't falling, you've got to go to something else, because when you take a look at Cahokia today, they were 2 of 25 from 3. It was almost the mentality of, eventually it's going to start falling.
Right.
We're not going to do anything different, and so far the Railers have done
And there's days that they don't. Believe me, I've been there. So you got to find another way to do it, and if you don't, you look pretty bad if you don't.
Railers have run off 7 in a row to take a 14-10 advantage. 1:15 to go in our first half. The question, Josh, if you're the coach for Danville, do you leave Smith on the bench? Do you risk a 3rd foul at all here in the first half?
I wouldn't. They're only 4 down. He can make up 4 points in a hurry, as good as he is.
Watson from the left side. That spins out. Cook the rebound. Right now, Danville's shooting in real bad luck. 45 seconds to go. Gavin into the front court. Hands to Max. Max passes over to Joey. Now to Gavin, and Railers probably a hold for 1.
Yeah, I would think 1 or a layup right now if you're the team in green, and Max is going to get it here and set us up into a play where hopefully we can get a nice last-second shot, one like we did to end the first quarter.
He's got such good looks, and the way he's played on defense and everything. This would be, you'd like to see Tyler with a corner 3. This would be the night to get that to end the half. We're down to 7. Max, top of the key. Max is going to take it. He rises up over Butler. Fade away, will not go down. Bowlby tried to tip it. Tyler tried to tip it, and that'll be our half. At the end of the first half, it is Lincoln on top. Lincoln 14, Danville 10. Back with our halftime in a moment. You're listening to Lincoln Railer Basketball.